Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chris Cooper, known as the Channel Guy Trader, and I am reporting to you live from Wall Street Trading Satellite Office down in sunny South Florida. Today's date is Thursday, August the 9th, 2012, and here's today's After the Bell market summary. I want to start the video off first by taking a look to see how the indices close, and looking here, the Dow Jones closed down 10.5, the Nasdaq closed up 7.39, S&P 500 closed up a little over half a point at 0.58. Strongest index on the board today was the Nasdaq. We had 3,449 issues advancing. We had 2,728 issues declining on the NYSE and the Nasdaq, and the Amex. Right, a couple strong stocks today on the board. Cisco was a strong stock today as they got upgraded to go on Goldman Sachs conviction buy list, and the home builders were strong. They kind of faded away at the end. But let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of the charts here. I want to first start off by taking a look at the intraday time frame on the ES. Then we'll take a look at the daily here. But going into the open, we had some nice trades. We caught Sprint. We had Cree on watch as well. Caught Cree for a nice move. We'll take a look at those as well as some stocks that are going to be in play for tomorrow. But as far as the opening goes on the ES, we had a nice little downward bullish channel going into the open until the 9:30 time frame. We broke out, had a lovely back test around 12 o'clock right here, and then had a nice little move back up towards the highs. And just around 1 o'clock, it was just a grind, really nothing going on. Pretty much, this was your move for the day. Nice little up move on the morning, nice little sell off, nice little move back up, and then after 1 o'clock, the market really got quiet. We really weren't doing much here. But notice how we're having the same. Notice how we're having the same pattern going into the open, these lovely downward bullish channels that we have, been training everybody that comes in the chat room how to look out for them, how to read them. Same pattern we had yesterday. Okay, yesterday we even had a nicer setup for the fact that the back test of the broken channel took place around 10:40, so you had that nice little move up, that you could have before the lunch hour doldrums around 12. Notice how this one, more or less, was a nice little breakout at the open. All right, similar to yesterday, breakout the open, pulled back, except this one pulled back around 12. Nice little grind up to 1, and then just sideways action. Taking a look at it on the 15-minute time frame, you can see it there as well. All right, nice little breakout of the downward channel, back test held, pop up, sideways action, quiet market. But now let's take a look at the daily chart of the ES, because the daily chart is what we should be focused on right now, as we are at this key 1400 level. We still remain in the upward channel. If I bring up my studies here, which I take off so I can show you guys a little bit more of a cleaner chart with the pattern. All right, you can see that we're above all the moving averages. Volume is kind of dying out from the from this a little bit of selling pressure that we had, right, especially from the volume that came in on Thursday there. The volume is dying off, but it doesn't matter because price action is going higher. You just have to make sure you're buying the stocks that aren't at the upper end of their ranges and buying the stocks that are coming off the bottom, such as the coal stocks, which are trying to get a pop off the lows. We'll take a look at a couple of those. However, anyways, this key trend line that I've been highlighting from the breakdown of the head and shoulders pattern right here, we have to make sure we hold above that key trend line if we continue to expect a grind higher. That key level to watch is going to be 1395, call it, you can even say 1393 or so. So far we have 1, 2, 3 consecutive closes. One thing that I'm watching out for and telling my guys to make sure that we do not get a fake, I'm watching out for a fake breakout. In other words, I do not want to see the market go back below, I would say 1387 was the reference level that we're working off of here. All right, that's going to come from the lows that we made That's going to come from the lows that we made on Monday. All right, so we're working with this 1387 range, and we're working with this 1400, really 1400, but you could just go ahead and say 140380. But really, the number that we're trying to break above and hold and get a nice close above is the 1400 level. Obviously, as we all, as professional traders, are watching that level, and everybody should be watching the level, which they very well are because the media is always talking about it. So in any case, here 1400's level to watch, and then of course the high that we made today at 1403.75 is a new high. We actually made a higher high from Tuesday's session. In any case, we break past 1403.80. You want to be watching the 14. Let's see this high right here from this little candle, inverted candle from the right shoulder of the head and shoulders pattern we broke down out of. That high is around 1411. Okay. So 1387 the reference level, even 1393 or so. As long, like I said, the longer we stay above this key blue trend line, and consolidate, the better chance we have the better chance and more pressure we're building up for a nice move above 1400 as we still remain in this upward channel. Let's go ahead and take a look at the IWM. All right, taking a look at the IWM. All right, we did have a nice. I took my drawings off here. Take a look at the IWM. We have a nice little falling bull channel that we highlighted in our Sunday night session that broke out here. All right, and so far we have had 3 consecutive closes above it. Right now, just looks like it's consolidating. Next target on the IWM is going to be looking for a move above 81. Small caps were the weakest. Small caps was the weakest index. Sorry, the Russell 2000 was the weakest index, for the past couple weeks, and now it's starting to show a little bit of strength, starting to catch up a little bit with the other indices, which is pretty good. Taking a look at the Qs, triple Qs. All right, the triple Qs are, continuing their steady climb higher. We are going to have some resistance right here at 67.12. All right, this nice little hold figure, just call it 67. If we could get a break above 67 and hold, we'll be in good shape. We are a little bit extended from all these moves from the 20-day simple moving average and the daily. We have the rising 8 right here around 65.88. And I would expect maybe a little pullback or some sideways consolidation. But again, it's a stock picker's market. You just really have to be in the right stocks. For example, today, we called out Sprint right in the morning, strong chart. Caught out Sprint right in the morning with a target towards $5, around the 5 minute, target around $5. If you take a look at the 2 minute time frame, okay, this one pretty much took off the open. We were able to get involved around the $44.70 level here. I actually picked it up at $4.79 and sold some around the $4.93 level. Right in front of the 5. That was a decent trade. One of my highlight trades that I actually called out, because this Sprint was my partner's trade, but one of the highlight trades that I called out was Cree. All right, Cree had a nice setup on it. It had alerts set over the previous day's highs. The alert went off. It really didn't do much. Pretty much just consolidated a bit. I waited for the stock to hold above 27.50. Got involved around 27.57. Clipped it around the 80s, around 27.87. Let me bring up the 5 minute chart real quick here. And then I should have left a break-even stop at 27.57, but I actually moved my stop up towards like 27.68. They went all the way down to a low of 27.61, then went up to new highs. So that was, it was the right thing to do, raise the stop. But sometimes you got to leave that break-even stop because these algos or the sellers like to come in and push them down to their main levels. Which this one, 57 area, even the 50-cent level was a good area to just leave the stop at and let it continue higher. But either way, it was a profitable trade on the first exit and on the second exit from the trailing stop. So it was, in general, just a good trade. I do see a lot of bullish action starting to come into the gold stocks. AEM still looking good. I still like AEM as one of the stronger ones because the whole time that the market was acting, the whole time that the gold stocks were acting weak for the beginning part of the year and the middle part of the year, well, for the first 2 quarters here, AEM was trading sideways. So AEM's a good one. Another good one to take a look at is GOLD. All right, this one is about to break out. Has its 200-day simple moving average right here at 99. Look for that one to trade higher if the gold stocks start to get strong. And just in general, let's take a look at the gold futures. Gold futures are in this nice little tight triangle that broke out, and the back test held earlier on Friday, and now we're just rising higher. This is really going to trigger some buyers, and once we take out this little pivot high right here around 16.33 an ounce. We had the breakout, the back test held, and now what usually happens is we start grinding towards that level, and then if it's really time for gold to go up, once it breaks past the 16.30 an ounce level, I want to see nice close above that. This is going to really get rocking here. So keep an eye on the gold stocks. Like I said, I really like the GOLD AEM. Let's see, what else do I want to take a look at with you guys? Again, some of the stocks that you do not want to buy, the stocks that have been rising higher, and just been going steady up. You want to be looking for stocks to buy that have not joined the party yet and are shaping up to join the party, such as WLT. Keep an eye on WLT. Stock has been, very beaten down. Finally got to close above 38. It has some moving averages right here to contest with around the 41.50. That'll be the 50-day simple and exponential moving average, but could get going. Another stock in that sector that's looking pretty good is CNX. All right, CNX had earnings about 2 weeks ago. Didn't sell off, just traded sideways, consolidated, and now buyers are coming in, and now volume's picking up. All right, take a look at BTU, another one. All right, another one that's looking pretty good here. BTU has a breakout over 23, call it 23.50, 23.35. I just like to say the 50 level just to round it up. You know, that one looks pretty good as well. Now, some other sectors that are looking pretty well that are continuing higher. Take a look at CF. All right, making new 52-week highs. Looks good. All right, Mosaic is at the upper part of the range as well. MOS. All right, let me get rid of some of these junks here I have on my chart. MOS has a breakout if it can take out 59. Take a look at this chart here. You can see it's been battling the 59 area for the past 1, 2, 3 weeks. So it's really just been in a range between 59 over here and 56.5. So this is a nice consolidation. You know, once it breaks above 59 on nice volume, it can really get going there. Another strong stock that popped up on the radar today, VMW. All right, VMW finally getting a nice bullish close above 95, the 95 whole number. Keep an eye on VMW breaking above the 200-day moving averages and already on top of the faster moving averages right here. All right, so you can go along the stock and put a nice stop underneath 93, say around 92 half, and you should be in good shape if this really wants to get going. All right, I haven't had a chance to look at IBM. Right, but IBM's another stock that, you know, if the market just continues to go on higher, this one can play catch up to the Google and the Amazon, which Amazon was selling off today, but it made a nice little bounce off the lows. And I can see it's still closing the lower part of the range. But this is mainly just consolidation off this big buy bar. Let's go ahead and take a look at Apple, AAPL. Punch this one up. AAPL still hanging in there around that 620. The longer the stock stays above 620 and consolidates, or better yet, even if it stays above 615 and consolidates, this one could get going back up higher towards those 640 levels there. SLW, another strong stock that looks good. I believe they had earnings after the bell. Let me take to see if the stock if the earnings came out. I checked earlier and they didn't come out. Let me just check this real quick. So SLW, earnings after the bell, but I don't really see the stock doing much. So something's up there. I'll find out tomorrow with that one. But keep that one on watch. You can see it does have the 200-day simple and exponential moving averages right here, as it is battling through those moving averages right now. But stock does look good. I like how the fast moving averages are starting to curve up, which is pretty bullish for that activity right there. Now, what else did I want to take a look at before I end the video here? CRM. I put on my notes to watch CRM here. Yeah, CRM looks good as well. I like how this one's shaping up. Keep an eye on this one. The IYR has been showing weakness for the past couple of days, along with the Dow Jones transportation stocks. So keep an eye on that sector. IYR, SPG is looking pretty weak. I mean, every day throughout the market, when I'm looking at my ETF charts that I have built on one screen to track the markets, track the sectors, IYR has been showing up at the bottom of the list. So look at SPG just selling off there, since last Friday. Real estate stocks are weak, and then the transportation stocks have been looking weak as well. You see, UNP has had a 4-day pullback into the moving averages. We could take a look at CSX. The airline stocks are weak today. UAL's weak today. So something's up. Just play them safe. We are at this key 1400 level. We do have some stocks that are trying to, get shaken here. But in any ways, just play them safe, manage your risk accordingly. And back to the ES before I end the video out here. This area, we are at a critical area. The longer we hold above, say, this 1387 level that I highlighted with you guys earlier, the better it is. As long as we can consolidate between 1387 and 1400, then we should have some nice power to try to break above 1400 and get a nice little close above there. But aside from that, I would not be buying equities up here unless you were long equities or you're buying some stocks that are breaking out of some nice ranges, some nice bases to work off where you can manage your risk accordingly. So that's about it. I'll catch you guys in the chat room tomorrow. If you need access to the chat room, make sure you go to wallstreettrading.com, fill out the form on the right-hand side. We have a lot of good stuff coming your guys' way. I'm actually working on a newsletter service that we'll be offering with stocks to watch that will have everything from commentaries, from earnings plays to key levels to watch in the S&P 500 futures to the top stocks in the top sectors, etc. So good stuff. Hope you guys tune in. If you guys need to get in contact with me, you can email me at ccooper@wallstreettrading. Have a great night, guys. Thank you.